Good day, everyone joining us for today's webinar, Boost Your Bottom Line, Better 401k Plans for Small Business. We are thrilled that you have taken some time out of your very busy day to join us and get a little more informed about how you can potentially boost your bottom line and help your team by offering the right 401k plan for your business. Please note that today's presentation is very high-level information, but we would be happy to have a one-on-one, more personalized conversation about your business and what would be most suitable for you and get into the details for that. We are your presenters today. My name is Jocelyn Black, and I'm here with my esteemed colleague, Susan Coe. And Susan and I happen to have a lot in common. We are busy moms of two teenagers, juggling the many demands of life, including managing a career that involves taking care of clients. And so we can very much relate to the stress and burden that business owners and business leaders feel juggling all of their responsibilities and taking care of their various stakeholders. And we are confident that we can offer a little or a lot of relief and removal of stress and burden on your business. So who are we at Better Money Decisions, and how are we different? Well, we are proudly certified women-owned, which puts us in the small minority of firms. Over 80% of advisory firms are not. And we believe that our approach to our practice and serving clients is a big differentiator, being women-owned and women-led. We are independent, meaning that we are not employed by, incentivized by, beholden to a corporation, such as an insurance company, an investment bank, or a mutual fund company. So as such, we can provide truly objective, non-biased advice, which we are proud to do. We are made up of a team of seasoned, experienced, certified financial planners and counselors with a lot of experience of working with all sorts of clients in various situations and with various challenges. We abide by a strict responsibility and code of conduct to only make recommendations to those we serve that are in their best interest and no one else's. We have local representatives in Arizona and New Mexico and would be available for in-person meetings and educational workshops, but we serve clients across the country virtually. And we have a focus on reducing excessive and unnecessary costs for our clients, which we know and deeply believe can help maximize growth potential that allows you to be in a better position to achieve your future financial goals. And with our small businesses, we focus on helping their employees be more engaged and more empowered through financial wellness education and objective guidance that we know and have seen improves engagement both in their work production and in their path to achieving their own financial goals. So first off, if you're a small business and you haven't started offering a retirement savings plan, you've probably wondered why bother. And that's been a big reason why you haven't. And, hold on.
There you go.
But there are lots of reasons why it's important to consider. And I'll hand it over to Susan to go through those top reasons.
All right, thanks, Jocelyn. So you're a busy business owner, and there's a lot of things on your mind. There's a lot of things demanding your attention. Why should you focus on this? Well, for the business owners that Jocelyn and I have spoken with, it really comes down to the employees. Being able to attract and retain top talent is extremely important. And they want to feel valued and they want to feel like you're looking out for them. And I know a lot of business owners do feel that they want to make sure they're taking care of their employees and doing the best for them. And this is really a way to show that and to help plan for their future and their retirement. It really does go a long way in providing retention and even acquiring new employees. So that's kind of the number one reason. The good news is that today it's easier than ever before. It's actually cheaper than ever before to start these plans. And a lot of the reasons behind that is tax credits, tax deductions, and just more competition in the space where we've seen the price points come way down, and we can really analyze all of that for you, make sure you're getting the best plan that makes sense for you. Another maybe overlooked reason is just more opportunities for the leaders in the company to save higher amounts for their own retirement. A lot of times business owners are very, very focused on their business, and that's what they do and that's what they're great at, but sometimes they overlook their own retirement planning. So this is an opportunity to make sure that you're taking care of your employees and taking care of yourself. So a good way to start is just by taking a look at, what you want in a plan, in a 401k plan, what's important to you, and then setting out to make that happen. And that's what Jocelyn and I can help with. So if you already have a 401k plan, why bother reevaluating it? So we talk to a lot of people that have a plan and are just kind of looking to check in and make sure that it still makes sense. Like I said, prices have come down. There's more competition in the space, and the company that we work with, Employee Fiduciary, really is the low cost provider. And so you can save tremendous amounts of money by making a change. However, I would say the biggest reason to reevaluate is the investment piece. So it's extremely important to make sure that you're offering investments that allow your employees to be well diversified and help them meet their goals for retirement. There actually have been some class action lawsuits around this where plans either had excessive costs or they weren't offering the investments that they needed to for clients or for their employees to be well diversified. So that's really, really important. The rules are changing constantly. And so it's important to take a look at, are you up to the new rules? Are you taking advantage of those tax credits that I mentioned? A lot of that money is being left on the table. So, you could be eligible for tax credits, and most people that have a 401k plan are eligible for tax credits that you aren't taking advantage of. So there is a lot to it. I would say the number one reason to revisit this is the investment piece. Are your investments well diversified? Do they make sense for your employees? Can all of your employees get the portfolio allocation that they need? And are they low cost, giving your employees the best chance for success?
And I think for small business owners and leaders who are so busy, if they've made the huge leap and effort to put one of these plans into place, it's easy to just set it and forget it and put it on autopilot and forget to check in on a regular basis.
Yeah, no, we see that a lot, especially, just in individuals with insurance, for example. You buy your insurance policy and you just kind of keep renewing year after year. However, it really does make a lot of sense financially to keep checking in on that, making sure that you're getting the right cost and it still makes sense for you.
So, 5 questions you should be considering. If you do not have a plan in place, these are the most common crutch excuses we hear. And these should not be holding you back from considering putting a plan into place. But typically, small business owners assume they're too small. They just don't have the number of employees. Maybe they're a solo practitioner, maybe they have a couple of part-time employees. They don't think it's worth bothering because of their size. Maybe they're barely keeping their head above water, paying the bills, and assume that they can't afford a 401k match, but don't realize that they don't necessarily have to provide a match. And there are lots of different plan design options that include a match and different types of match systems or not. And so it might not be as cost intensive as you might assume. But the other common misconception is that it's just too expensive and burdensome. And it can be if you're bearing that burden all by yourself. But that's where Susan and I can come in and really help relieve most of that burden on you and do all of the hard work and the grunt work behind the scenes for you. And then another common misconception is that, oh, my employees don't make enough or won't be interested in participating. And we believe that that's an unfair assumption to make on behalf of somebody else whose situation might be very different from what you think it is. And so, why deny somebody else and somebody who you care about, who's working hard for you and your business, the opportunity to put themselves in a better financial position? Number two, second question you should be considering if you already have a plan, but likely you haven't checked on it in a while, is do you have the right plan for you at this point? As Susan mentioned, there have been so many improvements in plan design and so many more cost-effective options. So there very well could be a much better fit and much more cost-effective plan solution for you at this point. And also maybe you took on the burden of putting this in place and managing it, and you no longer have to do that. So who can you delegate responsibility and have as your administrative team? And again, we can help be that for you and relieve a lot of the burden. And are you and your plan participants, your employees, getting the best guidance on how to take maximum advantage of this tremendous tool that's only as good as how much you're taking advantage of it?
Okay. So now moving on to my favorite topic, which is cost. And it's my favorite topic because this is really where we can come in and just make a huge improvement. A lot of small businesses are being way overcharged on these 401k plans. A lot of them are through insurance companies, and the products that they're being offered as far as just managing the 401k and then also the investment products are way over cost. We should never be paying more than 1%, and you can be paying way less than 1%. So this is just an example of some of the fees that we see, and then how Employee Fiduciary, which is the company that we partner with to manage this, compare. So Employee Fiduciary's costs are 0.28%. And then this just gives you an idea on the right of the startup cost. It's going to vary depending on your situation, but I think a lot of people have it in their mind that it's just, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars, and it just really is not. It's not that expensive to start a plan, and there's a lot of options as far as how to pay for it. Do you pass some of that on to the employees? Do you pay that up front yourself? There's a lot of options in setting this up. So this is just an example of what that might look like as far as just the one-time startup fee and then an ongoing annual fee in addition to that. Hopefully your takeaway is, wow, those numbers are smaller than I expected, because that's really what it is. The next graph, though, I think is Jocelyn and I's favorite graph, because we are passionate about employee education. And this graph really, it
And
looks
investment nerds.
we are, yes. It really looks at two things, right? It looks at that power of compound interest, which we love, absolutely love. If we can get these employees when they're young and show them this graph, it can make a tremendous difference in their lives, whether they're going to be high earners or not. You know, if they can just start putting that money away, it's going to make a tremendous difference. So there's that piece of it, you know, the power of compound interest. In this example, we're looking at somebody that started young, obviously, because they saved for 40 years and they put in 25,000 per year. And the annual earnings on that is about 8%. Some years are going to be less, some are going to be more, but it works out to about 8%. You can see that once they're ready to retire, you know, if they started at 20, that's, you know, 60 years old, not bad. They're looking at, you know, well over $5 million. It's more like almost $7 million. If they had a low cost investment and plan. So that's kind of the second piece of this graph is cost matters, and it really makes a tremendous difference over time. So you can see employee fiduciaries, kind of that blue line, and it starts to matter more and more as time goes on. You can see how it starts to pull away. And then, you know, I hate to mention names, but some of these more expensive providers like Mass Mutual, Principal, these are insurance companies. John Hancock ADP's a payroll company. They are not companies that are all about 401ks. They are companies that are all about something else and also offer 401k products at a very high price. So it's really important to work with somebody that their whole focus is on employee savings and retirement and not selling life insurance and other products. So this graph hopefully is, something you'll keep in your back of your mind. Just first of all, let's get these employees saving early and make sure they're in low cost, well-diversified products.
And I would add to that because I think business leaders, business owners might look at this and say, well, there's no way I'm going to be running this business over 40 years, or, I have high turnover types of employees. But the key is just offering something so that you can get starting.
Mm-hmm.
You can get started saving and your employees, because these balances can be rolled
Mm-hmm.
from one plan to another plan.
Yep.
And that compounding interest factor that Susan was talking about is the biggest benefit to
Yeah.
just starting early and letting time be your best player on the field, so to speak.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and that's part of the new legislation that's come out, is making it easier and more flexible for some of these plans to kind of roll over into the next plan. So don't let that stop you if you have kind of high turnover in your company.
And Susan and I work with clients every day on helping them roll over old employer plans and get them consolidated in a place where it's easier to manage and you can be contributing on top of your combined balance on a regular basis, ideally. So we are experts in that cumbersome process and can help relieve that burden.
Yes. So number 4, and this is another exciting piece of 401ks because it's constantly evolving, is the tax incentives. So they're, again, larger than I think people think. And in a lot of cases, they're almost covering, 80, 90% of the costs. It's substantial, what business owners can get. This is just one example that I took a screenshot of. For one business owner with 15, non-highly compensated employees. So highly compensated, the definition of that changes, but it would usually just be kind of like an entry level type employee. There's a $3,750 tax credit, and that is annual. That's not just like a one-time situation. So definitely be taking a look at this, making sure that you're taking advantage of this. One thing that we can help with is we actually have a tax credit calculator. And so if you reach out to us at the end of this presentation, we're going to have a slide up with our contact information. Shoot us an email, give us a call, and we can run the numbers for you in your specific situation to give you an idea of what your tax credit might be. Okay. And then number 5, last thing is, are you and your employees getting the guidance that you need? Well, I mentioned that Jocelyn and I love, love, love working with employees and getting them set up for success because it's extremely rewarding to see that. And so what we do when we work with a company is a couple things. First of all, we really like sitting down, either face-to-face or via Zoom, with employees to get them set up as far as what investments make sense for them with those payroll deductions, how much can they save, what should they be thinking about, getting them set up on the right path for success. In addition for that, we like the employee guidance piece, so the education piece. So we handle that either on a one-on-one basis or in a group setting where we have presentations already put together that we can come and deliver that just teach people more about retirement planning, investment planning, and what they need to be thinking about.
And obviously, everyone's situation is different. And we have seen over the years that in group situations, people tend to be more shy and reluctant to ask personal questions. But that's where it can really be beneficial for your employees to have us available to them on a one-on-one private basis so that they can ask those questions that they might have been too intimidated in a group setting to ask. and help them with more personalized guidance.
And we're really happy to do that. We enjoy it. And it really does set us apart because a lot of these companies, for those of you that already have 401k plans, most likely you kind of not seeing that person, that advisor come into the office. They kind of set it up and then move on. We prefer to be a little more hands-on and check in, make sure everything is going well. So I think it really does set us apart from some of the other providers.
So, in conclusion, Susan and I are confident that we at Better Money Decisions can help you and your team make better money decisions. So, we would love for you to contact us, reach out for more information and how you can benefit from the right retirement savings plan, and schedule a brief introductory consultation with us. We'd love to get to know you and your situation better, have you get to know us a little bit better, and see if it's a good fit for us to be able to help relieve a lot of the burden around putting a plan in place and the right plan. We thank you for taking time out of your day today to listen in. And again, we encourage you to reach out. Here's our phone number and our email address, and we look forward to hearing from you and hopefully being able to help.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.